What's good, fam? Welcome back to the Underground Treehouse Podcast, a podcast that reviews and discusses music of all genres. I am 1/4 year host, Ruben. As always, I have with me Keenan.
What up?
Marcos.
Hi.
And Isaac.
Hello, hello.
This week's album is going to be the 2022 release Radiator by the indie folk band Sadurn. Woo! This was Keenan's pick, so I'll throw it to him here in a bit to give us a reason and explanation as to why he picked this album. Before we get into that, we'll go ahead and we'll give you our weekly music recommendation as well as our weekly beer recommendation. Keenan, go ahead and start us off with that music recommendation.
Yo, so my recommendation for the week is a single titled Wanting This by the artist The Chain Gang of 1974. Very alternative rock sounding, heavy synth sounding. Definitely in the ballpark for fans of like 1975 and like other synth pop artists like Postal Service, etc. Check it out.
That's a crazy name, by the way.
Yo, yeah, the Chain Gang of the 1974.
That's fucking hard, bro.
Hard.
I could promise you the sound does not match the
It
does not match the name of the artist at all.
I feel like a pulp.
Right behind you, fam. Boom,
Oh,
check
shit.
it out. Boom, lyrics y todo.
Allah, very good. I could feel the pulp movie being made about that fucking title of the band, bro. So good. I've been listening to a lot of break-ins lately. He released a track, I would say about 6 months ago, maybe, called CBD, and he did another one too called Argle, or something like that. I'm really bad at pronouncing names of songs, but it's very, very good. If you like sort of like glitchy, poppy, some would say hyper pop, but more like indie influenced, more, alternative influenced. Check it out. It's very autumn vibes. If autumn could have a vibe, that's what his music reminds me of. So yeah, check it out.
Marcos?
I've been listening to that new Tsunami.
I fucking knew you were gonna
Let's
pick
go.
I knew you were picking
Yo, that promo tape goes so stupid hard.
What's it called?
It's just called promo.
It's called promo.
Yeah. So
My bad.
one track is already like, it's an old track, is We Don't Care. It's already one that I've heard before. But 6 and Fake Blood, which is a cover of another band that he did, goes dumb hard. 6 and Fake Blood. Listen to that shit, man.
Bro, one of the lines from 6, when he's like, I thought you were my friend, I thought you were my brother, now I don't care if you end up 6 feet in a ditch.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
Disgusting.
Yeah, no, that shit's hard.
Yeah.
No, that shit's hard.
And they just, so I've been following them on Twitter and Instagram for a while now. And they just had a concert in Las Vegas, bro. That shit looked nuts.
Bro, did you see the bathroom?
I was about to say that. I was about to say the bathroom when Joseph took a selfie in it. Bloody everywhere, bro. There was blood everywhere in that fucking bathroom.
We need a Tsunami show.
Well, I told my boy Benny, I'm like, yo, put in some more. He's like, all right, let me talk to Joseph really quick.
Oh, because he's the drummer of Spy, who we just saw the other day.
Yeah.
Shout out.
And he's like, yeah, Upgrade would turn out for a Tsunami. I'm like, dude, fuck yeah, like we'll fucking get down. He's like, all right, let me talk to Joseph.
I thought he was the drummer for These Streets.
He is.
Oh,
said
These
Spy.
Streets.
Yeah.
My bad.
Not
I
Spy.
got
He's
them.
the drummer for These Streets, and he's the drummer for Tsunami.
What do you got, Ruben?
Yeah, what do you have?
Oh yeah, my bad. And if you fucking say Mac Ayers one more time, I'm screaming.
You know what? Mac Ayers. Woo! Juicebox EP. Woo!
I'm giving you a hard time.
Double down.
I could pick every week. I could recommend a different song every single day, every single week. And it's going to be just as good as the pick from last week. My pick of the week is actually inspired by this album. Since this album has such a big indie folk sound to it, I kind of tapped back into my indie folk roots, and it helped me rediscover an album that I loved back in my teen years. And that album is
Sum 41.
Folk, son.
folk.
I know, but we're just bumping Sum 41 not too long ago.
You know the folk band Sum 41?
I know where you're going with this.
Do you?
I know you're going with this.
Say it right now if you do.
Band of Horses.
Holy shit, it actually is. Band of Horses, everything all the
Nah,
time.
they talk to each other on a daily basis. They know. They know.
No, how did you know that?
Because we were very much into Band of Horses at the same
Yeah,
time.
that's
like,
true. Okay.
Really big.
Okay.
The only
Shout out who? Mark Johnson.
Mark Johnson.
Mark Johnson, The Funeral.
Skated to the
Oh, that's what I
funeral.
was about to say. It's like the only song I know from him is The Funeral, and we used to
Nah,
play that
so,
song
like-
all the fucking time.
Mhm.
All the fucking time.
Nah, there was a time where me, Ruben, and the creator of our intro music, Breck, we were all very much into the Band of Horses, like at the same time, and we just overplayed the shit out of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that's why I just took a. I got
Oh, that's
you. I
fucking
got you.
awesome.
Damn.
Especially
Man,
if you
see,
over.
This is why I picked you. This is why I picked you for this podcast, Keenan.
What about us?
This whole shit's gonna be full circle watch. Watch.
Yeah, seriously. And this wasn't this. I mean, this album is the one that I came back to the most after listening to this Sadurn album. But there was a lot of other indie folk bands that I started like listening to again that I was really into back in my teen days. Boy and Bear, Fleet
Dude,
Foxes,
Yes.
Is it Bon Iver or Bon Iver?
It's
It either or. Iron and Wine. I went on a huge indie kick after listening to this album. But yeah, my main pick, Everything All the Time, Band of Horses. Whole thing is great. But I really like to go to the barn because, and that's the title. I don't know why it cuts off like that.
No, you're good.
The Funeral and top track Our Swords.
Our Swords.
I'll check it out more
so
because
good.
I had The Funeral on repeat for the longest fucking time, bro. I would literally like shed tears to that song.
It's a great album. It's a great song. Beer recommendation of the week. Let's cheers to this very robust seasonal ex novo beer called Indigo Montoya. This is for all the Princess Bride lovers out there. Woo! It's a hoppy blue sour ale brewed with citrus and indigo. Isaac literally just poured this shit in a cup, and it looks like it's.
If you ever seen Holes, it looks like splooge, bro.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, it does. Yeah,
perfect.
it does. Nice and green. Ooh,
And they became millionaires off that.
Splooge.
they did.
We're up next, baby.
For Sweet Feet.
Sweet feet.
Drinks really smooth despite it having hoppy in the description of the beer
And the very sour kick.
Yeah, very
and
sour.
a very sour kick.
Yeah,
It has
very
a
sour.
very, very good balance of both. It's seasonal, so you got to get this quick. It's not
Get it
gonna
what you
gonna
can.
last very long. Again, from Ex Novo, one in Corrales. If Lord willing, somebody in Portland is listening, hit them up in
Yo.
Portland as well.
Yo.
They got 2 home bases, so
That was a good
check it out. Indigo Montoya, great beer. Now, getting into the mean potatoes, baby. Keenan, this is your pick. Again, the album Radiator by Sadurn. Why? What led you to this pick?
So first of all, shout out to Isaac over here,
Hello.
who recommended the song Golden Arm a few weeks ago, and I added it to my playlist right then and there on the spot, and it's been on repeat ever since. And it just so happened to be that it was my turn to pick the album that the band Sadurn, released the album. And so I was like, you know what, guys? I had to call Isaac, got his approval, his permission to pick the album.
He got my blessing. I was sick as fuck that day, and this man's like, "Hey man, how you feel about that?" And I was like, "Man, that's all you, baby." He asked with respect. Let's keep it a buck. If he wanted to pick it, I would have just let him pick it either way. But the fact that he was nice enough to even call me was very respectful and very appreciated. So, anyways,
And I'm glad you gave us the blessing because this album is fantastic from beginning to end.
completely agree.
So thank you for this, Isaac. But no, that's really why I picked it. I mean, it all started with the hit single Golden Arm, not requested, but recommended by Isaac, and so we just went from there, and here we are.
Hell yeah. You love to see it. Yeah, I'm fucking glad that you guys picked it too because, spoiler alert, just like Keenan said, this album is amazing. I haven't listened to anything indie folk in a long time. Long time. So, again, like I was saying earlier with my recommendation, it was cool to listen to something that I was really heavy into in my teen years. The sound is really warm. It makes you feel like you're fucking cozied up in a cabin, in the woods. And to me, that's what indie folk gives off. And I think this album just did all of that extremely well. Damn near perfect.
Well, it's funny that you say that because literally this album was recorded in a cabin.
Let's
See?
go.
See? I mean,
Full circle. This whole podcast is gonna be full circle.
exactly. You got 9 Inch Nails recording in the house that Sharon Tate was murdered.
Oof.
Nah, it's the album you get out of it. You got the Downward Spiral.
God damn.
You get Radiator recorded in the cabin in the woods.
No,
This is what you get.
It's funny because, like you said, so like despite the lyrics, because the lyrics it is a heavy topic. You know, spoiler alert: this album is pretty much about heartbreak, but like you said, it's still cozy, it's still warm, and it's comforting.
Right.
As weird as it is to say that, it is comforting, even though the lyrics are very heavy, and you know, overall it is pretty sad.
Right. Yeah, definitely. It would be one of those cases where if you weren't listening to the lyrics and you weren't really paying attention to what he was saying, you would think that this would be the most cutesy fucking album ever made.
Oh yeah,
you know.
True.
And just based off sound, it is. But
yeah, and you're falling asleep to it every night.
yeah,
But
exactly.
then once you give those lyrics a listen, you're like, fuck.
Then you're crying. You're crying.
You're
Going
crying
to
every
sleep.
You're crying yourself to sleep every
Exactly.
Like off the first 2 or 3 listens to this, without even knowing, I think first thing I think of is hipster.
night. Yeah.
Hipster as hell,
I mean,
man.
that's indie folk.
Yeah, hipster as hell. The storytelling, man. The storytelling off a majority of the tracks is fucking amazing. And as much as we reviewed all the albums that we have, this was one where the instruments didn't really stick out at all. It was mostly just her vocals and lyrics that stood out to me.
Damn.
Yeah, because the instruments I feel like didn't have any importance whatsoever. Obviously they were there. Obviously they were there to, you know, I don't know, give it that kind of gloomy sound to it. But other than that, I feel like, you know, they're just basic. Good. Just not basic in a bad way, but extremely like good.
So you think it sounds gloomy?
Oh, 100%, bro. Fuck. I could picture myself smoking a big-ass fat blunt whenever I can smoke weed. And drinking a coffee in a cabin, rainy as fuck, and just smoking to this after a heartbreak. For sure, 100%.
That's actually a good point, because I could see that too.
100%.
And we were
100%.
just calling it warm, but it would also fit in a very rainy, moody,
Oh yeah.
cloudy setting.
I feel, in my perspective,
Yeah.
I feel like it would fit a whole lot better in a gloomy, and I feel like it would fit a whole lot better when you're experiencing what the fuck she's talking about. Because a lot of the fucking shit that she says is 100% relatable. Like, not to go into too much detail, but I experienced some of the shit that she's talked about.
Nah, I mean, bring it up though, because like that is the theme of this album. So let's just dive on in.
So heartbreak. So one of the lines that struck out to me the fucking most and kind of opened up a path, or you know, just a different spot that I think of is like when you break up with someone, you're like, you know, we're going our separate ways, but we're moving
the same
in
direction.
the same
direction.
direction.
Oof.
Fuck, man. Like, you know, because a heartbreak doesn't, or a breakup doesn't necessarily have to be bad. You're breaking up on terms, and you're going our separate ways, but the same direction, just moving on from each other. Fuck, that's fucking deep, man. Fuck, that's deep.
Yeah. I could take those lyrics too as like you're moving in the same direction in the sense that sure you're calling it quits now, but we're still moving in the same direction. Another way of saying, you know, there's always a chance in the future that we could get back together, which is again very, very relatable.
That's kind of like a big theme of this one too, like the entire album, huh? That's kind of what I got too. It's just like, cause she does say a lot, like especially there was one line where she says like, at a drop of a dime, if you want me, like I will be there for you.
Yeah.
And, like I'll make
Toxic.
the drive. I'll
Yeah.
make the drive to you.
Toxic.
And you're just like, fuck.
Yeah. And after in the previous line saying I shouldn't have thought that I was the only one because I know I'm not. But then, you know, if you drop that out of the fold, then yeah, I'll show up.
But at the same time, don't you think that a majority from what she's saying is like it's her fault? Like she's the one that's like causing the breakup.
Some of it.
Throughout the album, I feel like it's kind of like back and forth.
Correct.
Because when she says like, you know, your mind is like a fishnet, but mine's like an ice pick.
Well, that's a good point.
And then she says it in the very last song. She's pointing out a flaw of their partner and saying, I know you do this and it bugs the shit out of me, but I know you don't do it on purpose. So
Yeah,
I'm like
see?
trying to work past that. So yeah, I could see why you would think that, she is just as much of the problem as the other person
and
is.
no, it's fucking awesome that if what I'm saying or my perspective is correct in some way, shape, or form, that's fucking awesome that she's able to admit that and interpret it into her fucking lyrics, because I feel like a lot of people need to, especially if you're in a relationship, you need to reflect on, it's okay if you're the one that's dealing with the issues, if you're the one that's getting bugged with the relationship, if you know that your partner isn't fit for you, that's fucking perfectly fine, man.
Having some self-awareness.
Exactly. And that's something that is a skill. That's not something you're fucking born with, especially if you get into a relationship. That's something that you need to acknowledge. It's her fault, but personally, because I'm relatable, I could relate to that. But
See, like, I do agree with that, but at the same time, she is kind of all over the place with this album, because she is very much so, like, it comes off as like she's the one who's breaking up with the partner, and then there's other songs where she's like, I'll meet you on a dime if you'll have me, and then there's other lines where she says we're still friends, and I still like this about you, and it's just kind of, I don't know. I don't know if it's from her. Like, I'm assuming certain songs are from her perspective, and the other one, I'm not sure if it's from her partners or what, but it's just kind of weird because she is kind of all over the place with that.
So, sorry, go ahead. I'll let you go.
I just think that you said different perspectives, but it could be the same perspective because relationships are so complex and nuanced and don't have like a one singular sort of, viewpoint. Like, they are like, some points it is my fault and some points it is your fault and some points it is this and it is that, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
relationships, especially the one depicted in this album, are so complicated and are so all over the place, especially with something so emotional and so deeply personal. It's hard to like just be like, well, this is exactly what she's saying on this one and this is exactly how she's feeling on this one. Like, the roller coaster of this album is a perfect like mirror of the roller coaster of a relationship. And
that's true. That is 100% fucking true. Holy shit. Yeah, you're right.
And the way that a relationship, either evolves or dissolves. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, that's funny that you say that because 100% in a relationship is like, there's points where, like she said, there's stuff that she just can't stand that her significant other does. But then you go to a different track where she fucking is like, she would, like Keenan said, she would fucking at a drop of a dime travel no matter what to go, help her or visit her.
Even in the song Radiator, the first two lyrics are, hey, I know an hour ago I said I'd come and get you. Well, actually, I think I need this hour to myself.
Yeah.
So even in just that song.
And she's laying on the hood?
She's laying on the radiator.
Oh, she's laying on basically the hood.
Yeah, but also to quote that song, so to quote that song when she goes, when I think about you, it's like a knife in my gut. But the glow, that one that makes you feel, just can't leave. And what that is, I don't know.
Oh, so like, I fucking hate Keenan, bro, for picking the fucking shit that like hits.
Yo,
bro.
Blame Isaac, man.
Bro, you picked it.
This all started with Isaac.
Yeah, but you picked it.
If he would have never recommended this, we would have.
You could have picked Tsunami's fucking promo.
Yo, I thought about it. Okay.
That'd have been a fast, easy podcast right there, boys. It's good. 10 out of 10 laters.
Yeah, that's it. We're done.
No, but what's cool? So what's cool about Radiator? I don't know if you guys got this. But like, Radiator was like the perfect follow-up song to White Shirt before that.
So before you get into that, what the fuck is White Shirt about? I literally have it in my notes. I don't know what the fuck it's about. Like, I don't.
So I mean,
because you said it's a good follow-up. How so?
So what I got from White Shirt was about. I mean, they're kind of staying good. They're trying to like stay on terms with each other after the breakup.
Yeah,
they're still on good terms. Like, they're still talking, because in Radiator, because that reference to the hour, it's also referenced in White Shirt.
Oh,
she
right.
references an hour in White Shirt. That's why I was like, are these like the follow-up songs? Is that why they're put back to back?
You've been gone almost an hour. Oh.
So, I mean, to quote White Shirt, she says, you've been gone almost an hour. You are not the friend I had before. And then in Radiator, the first verse, it says, hey, I know an hour ago I said I'd come and get you. Actually, I think I need this hour to myself.
Right.
Yeah, because she's hurt.
And that's perfectly encapsulates everything that Isaac just said, with how quick these perspectives change, and shit isn't black and white. It's constantly evolving. It's evolving within a short amount of time, which is an hour. Like, that's how fast shit can change in a relationship.
Literally the
you know?
next track.
Yeah,
Literally
it
right
takes
out-
a one
back to
song
back.
to change your mind.
I interpreted White Shirt as seeing someone grow distant before your very eyes and being helpless to do anything about it. Like it just felt it felt very like like supportive, and then but still not being able to ultimately keep that bond, you know, and like keep that person, you know, hooked to you, drawn to you, whatever you want to call it. Like it seemed almost like a helpless song in a weird way.
Let me throw something out there and catch it if you get it. If not, if you don't agree with it, just tell me. But I think this whole album encapsulates that they're both trying to move on, but part of them love each other so much that they want to work things out because they like fit so good together as friends or best friends at that. But as lovers, they just keep hurting each other even more.
I agree and disagree. Like, I mean, in some points, it's completely that. In some points, it's completely that. But then but to say the whole album is that, no, because the whole album is the complete spectrum of a relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah. And Ice Pick says it perfectly to that point. I mean, she says, we're best friends and sometimes we're in love.
Oof.
You know what? You actually just gave me a new perspective on that. I thought that line was hella cute. I thought it was, we're best friends first, but we just so happen to be in love at the same time. I was like,
no,
that's sweet.
No,
like,
no,
your lover is like your best friend. That's so cute.
You took that the wrong way.
No. Man,
Yeah.
I'm glass half full. Y'all fucking hella depressed. Hella depressing.
Yes,
Hella
sir.
Full circle here.
Ooh, I want to kill myself every day, baby.
So I mean, despite a couple variances in some of the songs, you know, we've kind of come to the conclusion that this album, at least lyric-wise and theme-wise, is all kind of the same and it doesn't really deviate. Do you guys feel the same with the sound? Do you
100%.
Do you think the sound is all pretty much?
So though with the sound, a little bit changes, just a tad bit, enough where it's good and noticeable, not in any bad way. But there are some strings, and especially with the buildup of the choruses and the pacing of the song, it does change, but very minimal. But I mean,
but otherwise it stays the same.
it stays
pretty
the
much
same.
throughout.
The whole the theme of the whole album stays the same.
Right.
When it comes to
And that sound
sound
and lyrics.
100%, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the only deviations we really have are Lunch and Ice Pick. There's like a drum track added to it.
I love that shit. That shit's so fucking hard.
It sounds like it's the same exact drum track used for both, but it's so clean.
It's very similar, yeah.
It
Yeah.
probably is.
It probably is, but I love the way it's incorporated on Lunch, because you get Snake, you get Moses Kills, and you get Golden Arm back to back to back to back, and you're like, damn, bro, like this shit got me gutted, and then you hear or like however it goes, you know, but like, it just, even though again it's like another like very touching track, that little like mood booster really switched it up in the exact spot in the album for the pacing to be very, very well done. Like, even though it's not even like a main, you know, big old thing, the slight little drums really, really add lots of color and texture to the soft spoken indie sound. A little goes a long way.
I feel like there were some strings in there. There was some guitar that I would have been fine without, because like he does like a little like solo in a couple of songs.
Oh yeah.
That I'm just
Okay.
kinda
Like
Okay.
It sounds a little out of tone.
Which songs? Which ones?
I mean, right off the bat, it's Snake.
No.
Right off the bat,
I thought it
it's
was good.
Snake.
Don't do this,
I thought it
please.
was good.
No, but like
Don't do this, Keenan.
but it fits into like the indie genre.
See, and I like that. I think Snake did it. I mean, it's my favorite song on the whole album.
Spoiler alert. Fuck.
What?
Damn.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll get to that at the end.
Yeah, we'll get it to the end. That's a little spoiler for you guys. I thought the guitar on that was amazing, and I thought that elevated the track to a whole new level because of the guitar. So you think it's the sound of the guitar, or do you think it's the placement of the guitar?
Well, I think the placement is fine because like a good solo at the end of the song is fine. But
So it's really just the sound of it.
Sound of it.
Oh.
So I'm just like,
Interesting.
okay.
Sounds indie though.
That's the thing. Like, if I have to nitpick, that's what I'm nitpicking at.
Oh,
That's what I'm
okay.
saying here.
So it's not. It's not even that.
It's not make or break for me.
It's just.
It's
It's just
I have to
because
nitpick.
you're picking at straws because it's so good.
It's so fucking good.
that if you had to pick a little tiny itsy bitsy part of it,
Yes.
it'd be that.
Yeah.
But it's good.
But for the most part, no.
Tremendous.
Throughout this entire album, and then the drums, I do fuck with the little drum machine there. And then, but Marco said like the lyrics and stuff throughout the whole album, it is all pretty much the same theme. I feel like except for Moses Kill, just because I feel like Moses Kill, I got very family issues,
Okay.
whereas
Yeah.
the rest of the album was relationship issues. I mean, I get it's still all like relationship, but.
Well, she does say in Ice Pick that she has a lot of problems with her chaotic family.
She did, so I think that was like a reference to Moses Kill, because I feel like Moses Kill, I feel like she's talking to one of her parents, just because it just talks about the bad blood and like family ties, literally. So-
Right, and then I guess the lyrics of "I'm a stream of a stream off a great river delta."
Yeah.
Is that kind of used as a metaphor of the delta is the family and she's the
she's-
stream coming off of that family line?
Let's talk about our lyrics, bro. Let's talk about our lyrics. You're too sweet, too sweet. I want to eat you up for lunch. Oh, I fucking love that. And I know that light humming on the back of my eyelids, and that your gravity is nothing to the darkness that surrounds it. Good golly, Miss Molly, that shit was fucking hard. I fucking love that shit, bro.
Yeah, she's very poetic with her words.
Immensely.
She paints a
immensely.
very, very vivid picture.
And then GG's to Madison, bro. She fucking.
Fumbled
Oh,
the
you
bag,
messed
bro.
up. Yeah, you messed
fucked
up. You messed
Oh,
up.
sorry. What? How did I mess up?
Oh no, Madison.
No, Madison fucked up.
I was like,
You fucked up by recommending this song to me, Golden Arm. Listen to Special Power. For the lyrics, this song is so beautifully heartbreaking.
beautifully heartbreaking.
Beautifully.
Definitely.
That shit'll make you fucking frolic with tears running down your face.
I mean,
The
right
perfect
here,
way to
I
describe
mean,
it.
everybody's felt this. Like, I just want to go back to bed and spend the next day inside, but I'm still having thoughts about you at night. Like, right there, everybody has felt that. And then even the last verse, but I remember being taken over by the feeling. So if you think that means that I'm over you, you're dreaming. And to end the song, like,
Dog.
everybody has gone through this. Everybody has tried to drown out their sorrows in the shower, but you can't. Oh my God.
Makes me want to break up with my imaginary girlfriend. Shout out Helga.
Yeah.
Yo, no. If we're shouting anybody out, shout out Run for Cover Records for finding these small lo-fi indie bands, bedroom pop bands, and just blowing them up.
And then also having black metal fucking Portrayal of Guilt signed with them to pop punk / hardcore band Anxious. What the fuck? Run for Cover is just signing all these wild bands, man.
good
I
bands,
love
though.
it. And
Thank
good
you.
bands.
Good bands.
Great
Run for
bands.
Cover
They
has
got
one of
an
the
ear for
greatest releases of all time, and that's Peripheral Vision by Turnover.
Mm-hmm.
Go look it up. It's just as sad as this one. So if you're looking for something in the same boat, you're just as sad, go listen to Peripheral Vision by Turnover.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's an absolutely perfect album.
But like you said, like the lyrics in this, there's too many to quote.
See, the thing with the lyrics, bro, is that everything is so just in your face. You don't need a fucking genius annotation to know this person has their fucking heart broken.
That's what I was saying earlier.
Yeah, like I completely agree. Like, just everything is so on the nose in such a poetic, beautiful, heart-stopping, gut-wrenching, want to pull your hair out while you're in the shower, crying, but you can't tell that you're crying because the water is hitting your face kind of way. God, good golly, Miss Molly, I fucking love this shit. And
Yeah.
I'm on the side that it's fucking warm as fuck, bro. This shit's a fucking autumn afternoon, a fucking pumpkin spice ass candle while I'm fucking stepping on the crunchy leaves on the sidewalk.
You're
It's
crazy.
so fucking catchy.
yeah.
It
It's
is.
so fucking like puts me in a good ass mood to cry, bro. I want to bump this shit while fucking shredding a tear, bro.
I mean, I just disagree with them about it being warm.
No, but you're not at all wrong for thinking that, because it could be, sonically it may not be that, but because the lyrics have such an impact, it totally makes sense and would totally fit that mood. So you're not wrong, we're not wrong. Like it makes sense, bro.
No,
It
you're
makes
wrong.
sense.
Well, and then
Just joking.
and that makes sense because it sounds like you're putting a lot more weight into the lyrics and the themes
100%,
as opposed to the
100%.
sound.
Okay, you're wrong if you're experiencing it in the moment. You're not wrong if it's like a pastime.
Oh.
So you're saying if you haven't experienced this and then
If you have and you're just over it, like over your heartbreak and stuff like that,
Uh-huh.
and you're like just like living life, and you just listen to this, over all your heartbreak already. Okay, it could be interpreted as warm, but if you're currently going through this or recovering from it,
This is
it's gonna
bleaker
hit.
than black
It's gonna
metal in
hit.
that case.
It's gonna hit.
all right, that's gonna lead us into our final reviews, top 3 tracks, and final rating of the album. Let's throw it to you, Keenan, since this is your pick.
This album is beautifully sad. It's heartbreaking. I mean, if you've been through the struggles that this woman has been through, it's completely relatable. Best way to explain it is just it's super comfortable. It's so cozy. I mean, despite the lyrics, it is just comforting. It's amazing. It's perfect. Top 3 tracks, no specific order. Special Power, Snake, Radiator. I mean, if I have to say, this album is easy, like 8.5. It's been on repeat since Isaac showed it to me. I mean, shout out Isaac. Thank you again.
Let's throw it to Isaac. Speaking of him,
Hello. Yes, again. Yeah, this album, well, I don't want to sound like a scratch CD and fucking repeat what Keenan just said, but I pretty much agree with everything he said. It's fucking hauntingly beautiful. It's fucking tragically amazing. It's fucking heartbreakingly delicious. Like, I love it. It's a really good album. And there are, some, not the best, like energy-wise songs or, like really gut-wrenching songs or, relatable songs. So it does bring down the score a little bit, but it don't matter, baby. It don't matter. It's one of the most cohesive albums that I've ever listened to, and for that, I gotta give it a motherfucking 8 out of 10. With the top 3 tracks being Golden Arm in third, Lunch second, and motherfucking Special Power rounding it out for the top 3, because that shit got me going crazy. I love it. It's very good. And I hope they release more bangers in the future.
Cool. My turn.
yes, Marcos.
Cool. So I thought it was an amazing. I agree with all you guys. I thought it was an amazing album. Heartbreaking. I'm not going to reiterate what you guys said, but basically what Kenan said is what I think about. The only thing is that it's good for what it is. That's literally it. That's the only downfall it has. It's good for what it is. That's all. It doesn't have any reach for people that aren't into this genre or anything like that. Like, you kind of have to, find your way to this album. So for what it is, it's a fucking great album, but that's the only thing I knock it. I give it a 9 out of 10. I think the message that they deliver is perfect, or that they deliver as a whole is perfect. The sound engineering, the instrumentals, everything is perfect. Her vocals carried the whole thing for me. I love her fucking voice. Her melodies, her choruses, her verses are fucking on point. Her pitches are on point. Everything, lyrics, like Biggie painting a picture. I'm able to picture whatever the fuck she says. I'm gonna give it 3 and then an honorable mention. So 3 Snake, Special Power, and Radiator, with the honorable mention for Ice Pick. And that's it.
I'm continuing the trend. This is an 8.5 for me. This is an amazing album. It's cute. It's sincere. It's cozy. It's gloomy. Everything that you could ever ask out of an indie folk album, this is what it is. My only gripe is kind of the same as everybody else's gripe, is it doesn't really do anything different or innovative. But that's not what this album is setting out to do. It's not setting out to push any boundaries. It's not setting out to, experiment with different sounds or experiment with the genre of indie folk. It set out to make something sincere and heartfelt, and that's exactly what it did. All this to say, bruh, It makes me feel like Nick. So where's my Nora?
Bro.
Let me play this for you, baby.
Oh,
He's been waiting all podcasts to say that.
I had it saved up.
This man had it holstered, ready to fire that shit, bro.
I had a
waited just
fucking
for
hand
it.
on his hip. All podcasts right there.
Had a big iron on his hip, bro. Well, that was a banger. That was a good one.
It was good. It was good.
Thank you. Top 3 tracks. Number 3. It's literally going to be the 1, 2, 3 tracks. Number 3, Golden Arm. Number 2, Moses Kill. And number 1, Snake.
Oh.
I mean,
No special power.
no.
oh.
That's crazy.
I'm not going to lie. Special Power is not a skippable track, but one of the songs that I'm not super hot on. And there's really only 2 songs I feel like that. It's Special Power and White Shirt. Those
Moses
2
for me, and then White Shirt.
Yeah, same.
Wow. Okay. That'll do it. That'll conclude our review and discussion of Radiator by Sadurn. Please let us know what you think of this album. If you haven't listened to it, we implore you to listen to this. This is guaranteed going to be one of the best drops of this year. And you're doing yourself a disservice if you do not listen to this. Or maybe you just don't like indie folk. I don't know. Everybody has different tastes. So
Go listen to Tyga, bro.
Rack City. Is he even? We won't get into that.
Yeah, that's such a
We ain't promoting this dude.
Yeah,
yeah,
we-
saying Tyga like I'm fucking from
Here
like
he is.
2012, bro. What the fuck's
Yeah.
wrong with me?
Oh man. Again, listen to this, please. Great album. Thank you again for listening. Thank you again for supporting. Until next time, we out.
Bye. Bye. Bye.